Hello, fellow Lancers. This is Eziel on Vero Valley. Just wanted to basically talk about some things I've been seeing on the forums here lately. There's been a lot of discussions as of late about aggro and different ways on how to keep aggro. So what I want to do is kind of just do a rundown of some of the things you can do to increase your aggro abilities and help you be able to keep your other party members from pulling that from you. There are going to be times when you are going to probably lose aggro when you've got some multiple crids that are coming up from behind. Different things like that. So, but one of the things here is I'm actually sitting in front of the specialty store, and basically what she's got here is basically the weapons crystal. What I want to do is just kind of show you which one this is. You can go to these specialty stores. You can get you an actual threatening pendant, so that way you can actually maintain a little bit more threat. You can only have one of these for your inventory or for your lance. So you would drop it into one of your lance option here. So what the one I can get right now is an additional 9.5% of threat. Now the other thing too, as far as with threat, that I've noticed that definitely helps is your lance. Your lance actually has some pretty good additions on it. Like I said, I'm still using level 38 gear. I'll probably tonight, maybe tomorrow, I'll get rid of this, and I've got another lance kind of similar to this. But basically, you can kind of see that I've got a couple of statistics here where it's 13.5% more aggro, and also on the +6. Additionally, that increased attack speed is pretty cool too, because it allows me to attack just a little bit faster. And then I've also got a boss buff as far as with the damage I do, and then enraged. So basically against bosses I do an additional 10.5% more damage, which helps out with keeping more aggro as well, which helps with basically one of our major skill sets of aggro, which is going to be your counter strike. So you've got your 10.5% there, then you've got 27% of aggro from the shield. Then if you decide to get this pendant here, it's 9.5% more there. So there's all kind of stacks up. And then additionally, if you are a pre-order, you've got this other pendant here, which gives you a 6% bonus to attack speed as well. So I've got a total of 14% increase attack speed. Now, one of the other things is our learned skills here is your challenging shout. Basically, this draws attention to you within 10 meters. This is probably your most generating aggro. I generally like to open up with this and then save this for emergency cases. The other aggro is going to be your counter shield. Now your counter shield does 2 hits, does a forward kind of like a swipe, and then it does like a bash to the face. So basically what that'll do is, this to me is probably one of the most powerful hits that the Lancers have. At least it's the one I've seen so far. Now, one of the things that a lot of people do is I like to glyph out the different abilities. You'll kind of notice here, I do not glyph out the challenging shout. I don't use challenging shout glyph. That 20% I think is just kill for as much as it tries to take from you as far as glyph points. What I actually do is there's 2 things I like to glyph out specifically for the additional threat. Actually 3. The main one is basically this right here. This increases your power for the next chain skill, which is shield counter, by 25%. And then you notice I had that additional 10.5% more damage to monsters or BAMs, potentially. So, that's an additional 35.5% more damage on that. Then I like to do this little 2-point glyph. This reduces the shield counter by half, which allows us to use it more without damaging our mana output very easily. And then lastly but not least is I get the threatening shield counter. What this does is this provides an additional 100% aggro for you. I find that this really helps me out tremendously. I don't, a lot of people say spam challenging shout as much as you can. That's fine. If you prefer that play style, by all means go for it. I'm the type of person right now, maybe down the road I change my mind, but at this time my play style, it doesn't dictate to me to use challenging shout every time it's on cooldown. I use my shield counter as frequently as possible. And then the other thing is that you've got this debilitate here. This debilitate actually, after it stacks 3 times, which takes about 3.5 seconds on cooldown, basically, so what's that, like 7, 10 and a half seconds, you then have 9% total defense removed. So I stack that on top of that 35.5% on the BAMs that I've got, and then I've got an additional 44.5% more damage, basically, I'm doing to folks. And then I also glyph this out for 100% duration, because I find that 12 seconds is very, very short, especially when you're doing things, and you feel like you're spamming debilitate completely all the time. With this allows me to get more attacks in, can, and hopefully build up more of that threat for myself. Now, another thing too that I do like to do as far as this may not be kind of going hand in hand with the threat, is I actually like to do certain chain skills. The one that I actually do the most is going to be the shield counter to debilitate. I do that very frequently when I first start up, so I build the threat and then I increase the amount or decrease the amount of defense that the guy has. So that's kind of my setup. This works for me. Is it going to work for you? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It's going to take you kind of getting accustomed to the Lance class. It's going to take you time to figure out what's going to work best for you there. No, there is no right or wrong answer, except for that if people die, it's your fault. And that's about the only thing that we can guarantee, right? So again, if you guys have any questions, comments, leave it on the YouTube channel or find me on the Lancer Guide. I know we went back and forth on about 3 threads here earlier today. So I wanted to kind of put a quick video together to kind of go over kind of what I do as far as with this. Maybe this will help out some new folks. Maybe this helps you out and figuring out what you want to do for aggro, but at the same time maybe it doesn't, and do what works best for you guys. So continue to perform and do better with your Lancers, and let's keep everything going very well. And I think that's pretty much it. So you guys take it easy, and happy hunting, of course, as always.